Hi Sheddies, Eddie Stevens here, Rugby Ranter Banter, the greatest podcast on earth that you simply can't be bothered to listen to, can you? I'm here in my shed to give you a post-match reaction, a belated one, for the England versus Samoa match. What a pile of shit that was. Now here's the thing, I could sit here for the next 10 minutes and do nothing but complain about all the negatives of this match. I could talk about all the mistakes we made, all the errors, the lack of any sensible game plan, the complete drop-off in form of almost every player on the pitch. I could even go on to complain about the officials, which is something I don't typically like to do, but in this match I could do that. I could just be really, really negative of this whole video. So I will. First off, as I said, lots of mistakes, so many mistakes that we didn't appear to be a team of full-time professional rugby players, which England are. Ollie Chesham had a decent game. I guess that is one positive. Scoring 2 great tries. One of them wasn't given. Why not? The officiating in this World Cup has been extremely inconsistent. But that try should always be consistently given. There was no doubt whatsoever. He gets tackled, he goes to ground, and he places the ball. That has been done countless times. It's always given. The referee and the TMO are talking about, oh, there is still momentum. Is there still momentum? It doesn't matter if there's still momentum. He's stopped. That's fine. He's allowed to place the ball, which he did. I know the rules. You know the rule. And I find it really hard to believe that the referee, the professional referee and the television match official didn't know this either. I mean, to the point where I would argue that they had to know. So they must have known that it was a try. I'm not saying that they deliberately disallowed a try that they knew was a try, but what the hell is going on? How was that given as was it a double movement? I can't even remember. It was inconceivable to me that would be given as anything other than a try. When they were reviewing it, I was saying, hurry the fuck up. It's a try. Get on with it. And by the way, hurry up, get on with it was something I was saying the entire match. Mostly because England, even when behind, seemed to want to slow everything down and waste their own time. Not least Owen Farrell, who had a terrible game. Now, some people will say it's an overreaction to get really angry with him for running out of time to take that kick. The problem is, I didn't need a clock to tell me how much time he had left to know that he was taking a really long time, especially since I think it was the kick right before that. It might have been a conversion for a try scored for Ollie Chesham's try. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. There was a kick shortly before that where he took so long to kick the ball that he actually kicked it with 0 on the clock, and I thought he was going to have it chalked off by the officials for not doing it in time. I was crapping myself. I was like, hurry up and take the fucking kick! And then he took it, and he barely did it in time. I thought he was lucky not to get pinged for that. And then he does it again and does get pinged for it. Really bad. Lots of bad performances across the team from players you wouldn't expect to play bad. It was really just a big team effort of being completely just useless. Like I said, with the exception, Ollie Chesham was decent throughout. I actually thought Maro Itoje had a better game than he has in a while, to be honest. And Johnny May, in a game that is horrible for a winger, was all right. But this, if we're going to talk about how bad the players were, what about the coaches? Because the game plan seemed completely wrong. Didn't it? Like, you're playing against Samoa. What are Samoa known for? Physicality and a disruptive style of game. They want chaos to win. They may be trying to be more competitive in the tight and more, I suppose, professional in the way they play the game, and they have gotten better at it. But still, if you're playing against Samoa, the game plan has always been, and I think still should be, to tighten things up, kick the shit out of the ball, and take points when they're on offer. England had a number of opportunities to just take the points. They kicked to the corner and then they fucked up the line out. I'm not sure what they were trying to do. England just don't look good anymore. Like, and it's one game, but it's not one game, is it? We've had a few real shitty performances. We've been shit for a while. Now, why are England seemingly not good anymore? Well, I think I know what the reason for this is. Because you look at the players. That's what we do. We look at the players and we say, oh, come on, look at that player. He's great. He's great. All the players in this team are consistent. We know they're good players, right? They haven't just become shit overnight. Well, all the players aren't good. In fact, I've been complaining ever since Lancaster was fired and Eddie Jones took over. There has been a consistent strategy of ignoring talent, ignoring informed players, and picking the same old, experienced players that have been there before, done it before. And if you look at this World Cup squad, some of the selections were so... It's not just that they're boring. It's not just that I want to have an exciting team. It's that we're picking players so out of form, it's offensive. Billy Vunipola is in this World Cup squad. That's offensive. That's ridiculous. Billy Vunipola actually, on that note, he came on for 5 minutes, if that, and actually played better than I've seen him play for England in years. He put in one really big hit. That's pretty much it. But at least I noticed him. Normally, he just plods around and gets tackled. Also, Billy Vunipola accused a Fijian of punching him in the face 3 times. Have we heard anything about that? Because I want to, because if somebody did punch him in the face 3 times, I would expect a lengthy ban. If somebody didn't punch him in the face 3 times, that's a hell of an accusation by Billy Vunipola, and I would like him to be punished appropriately, whatever that appropriate punishment may be. But you got Billy Vunipola in the squad, a guy who used to be great and is now an average Premiership number 8. I wouldn't even put him in the top 6 or 7 in the country. Manu Tuolangi, yes, we know what he's capable of, but has Manu Tuolangi done enough over this last 4-year World Cup cycle to warrant being in the team? No, he hasn't. Johnny May, someone who I actually think has not been that bad for England, albeit in an England team where you can't do a lot on the wing, unless you're Henry Arundel playing against a shit team. But I thought he's been all right, really. But he shouldn't be in the squad. There are other better wingers, more informed wingers available. Elliot Daly, he's looked all right at times, but what's he done in the last couple of years? Dan Cole is still there. Yes, we have a weakness at prop, but why do we have a weakness at prop? Kyle Sinclair as well. Used to be a great player, hasn't been very good for a long, long time. What about the informed players? I've been screaming into the void, as I'm doing probably right now, about a lot of talented players that should be in the England squad, and they're just ignored, Players like Adam Radwan, Caden Murley, Little Harry Randall. What happened to him? He's just Little Harry Randall is running with his candle right now in England when he should be in France. But Ben Youngs is there. You got Billy Vunipola there when you've got players like Zach Mercer available. I don't want to be I know Zach Mercer is the flavour of the year or of the month, but nevertheless, he's a better player than he's a much better player than Billy Vunipola. There are many players that I could list that over the last 4 or 5 years, or longer really, last 8 years I'd say, there are many players who have been playing consistently well in the Premiership, putting in good performances, who never get a sniff. Sometimes they get a chance for England. Look at Adam Radwan, came in, I think he scored a hat-trick in his first game, and then didn't get picked again. It was something like that. The fact that Ollie Lawrence is not consistently being picked to start in England's midfield is mind-blowing to me. We got this fucking groundbreaking axis of George Ford and Owen Farrell. George Ford, who barely played all year and is back in. And then we go to George Ford and Owen Farrell with Manu Tuolangi. Ollie Lawrence came in last season, or was it the season before, and looked great. How is he not starting every important match? It doesn't make sense. But this is what Borthwick does. It's what Eddie Jones did. Borthwick has just continued this. Any chance they get to bring in somebody who's been there and done it, but not in years, they take. I mean, look, Jack Willis just got injured. All the options they had, and they brought in Sam Underhill. A lot of people are happy about it. Sam Underhill is a legend, an England legend, and has been brilliant for England. But when's the last time he played? When's the last time you saw him play? I can't remember. How is he the best choice to bring into this England squad? I could list many that would make a lot more sense. And I think this is the root cause of all the problems with England, is just this very, very regressive, conservative style of selection. You know, you don't even have to play a crazy expansive game. I'm not saying start Little Harry Randall, Marcus Smith, and every other like tiny magical player. But I'm saying pick players that are on form and build a team for the next World Cup. This is what we should have been doing after the last World Cup, but we didn't. And you can argue that Steve Borthwick hasn't had time. Fine, but that doesn't change the fact that he's making these selections, like starting Manu Tuolangi ahead of Ollie Lawrence, when Ollie Lawrence has been there and done that and proven that he's the best option in the England midfield. I'd love to see Ollie Lawrence and Manu would sort of make sense. I think we did that at some point in this World Cup. Lawrence and Marchant would be really nice. I don't know. I just see England just regressing constantly. We play against a shitty team like Chile and we look all right. And then we go back to type against a Samoan team who, I'm not going to do the usual, oh, but, credit to Samoa. Yeah, obviously they played all right. But we played shit. And I haven't read, I heard rumor that they're complaining about the officials. Unbelievable. Don't want to get into it. Shut up. Please like this video, even if you didn't, and subscribe. Bye.